Her AI assistants, definitely a game changer. I use AI every day, but seeing it move like that was totally next level. It wasn't replacing people, but it was just enhancing the experience, making everything seem like just feel seamless and intuitive.
Worked with AI, it was cutting edge. We worked with AI to get our positioning together. We worked with AI to get our branding and our social media together. My favorite was working with Renee and really helping me to get my pricing together, because although I've been doing it 7 years, pricing can be tricky.
Biggest takeaway was getting a solid on my positioning. That was my biggest takeaway, because I realized that I've been doing business in a lot of backwards ways. And I thought I had already passed that stage. And I just feel so clear right now and excited about moving forward. And so thank you to you, Paisley, Chloe, Renee, for getting me straight and helping me to see what was right in front of me.
Put us to work pretty much by creating Paisley to help us get clarification on what we're doing, Chloe to help us put the content, our clarification, into content form, and then Renee to help us figure out how we can make money. All great ideas, and they did a great job.
Kelly showed us how to use technology. Quite frankly, she lit a fire in my behind. And what I took away the most from that fire was how to use technology, how to use AI to level up in your business, how to use AI to help you curate your marketing message with clarity and with confidence.
This is definitely a 10x moment, and I am so grateful for her brilliance in AI, how she cares and just meticulous about what she has done in all of this. And I will be so forever grateful. I am so looking forward to applying all that I have learned, the wisdom, the guidance, all of the plans that her AI agents have done. Awesome, awesome. I'm so grateful.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It is LinkedIn at night. This is night school. Night school. I am not used to being on LinkedIn at night, but I was supposed to do this live at 12 p.m. Eastern, and I got asked to come and pour life into some young ladies at a high school. So, of course, I had to go do that. And I also wanted to keep my promise to you that we would do day 2 of the must-have system for women experts. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. And as I said yesterday, day 1, it is show and tell, right? We are doing show and tell. This is not just about me talking to you. I'm actually showing you how the mobile operating system works. So yesterday when I got on, I was telling you about the system. I said there is a must-have system that women experts who want to position, package, and price their expertise to command 5- and 6-figure contracts. If you want to be able to do that, this is the must-have system for you. You cannot just keep doing things on your own, right? I have leveraged AI to help us to make sure that we show up powerfully and be able to command those types of contracts. So yesterday I told you about the whole system. So I'll just reiterate that just in a little bit, and then we're going to dive into working with the actual system today. So the mobile operating system is the first and only AI strategic advisor for what I call expertpreneurs, which are, and I focus on women. So anybody can use the mobile operating system. So let me just put that there. But I focus on women experts, and it is the first and only AI strategic advisor for women experts who really want to go out there and command these premium fees. And today I was having a conversation with one of my former clients, and we were talking about, what I've been up to and what I'm doing with AI and the whole idea around speaking. And I was saying to her that I was getting very bored of the conversation around getting paid to speak and watching everybody say that they can teach you how to to get ready, how to get paid to speak. And it's not that that's not important, right? That's very important. But what is really important in order for that to be sustainable is for you to have the right positioning, for you to have the right packaging, for you to have the right pricing. And so when I decided to create this system, this AI system, and this AI team, I was really looking at that. What are the pieces that have to be in place before you even get to the point of trying to pitch yourself, or putting yourself out there to get on these stages, or to close these corporate contracts, or to close your coaching contracts or your consulting contracts, whatever it is that you're using your mind to make money, however you're doing that. I wanted to make sure that there was a system in place, and my clients have had access to that system through my brain, right? Through being in my programs, through paying me multiple five figures to be in those programs, for being with me, for months at a time or a year at a time. But not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody has the ability to do that. And I wanted to make sure that everybody had the access to my brain. And so I decided to build it into what I call the mogul operating system. So currently, in the way that it's packaged now, that is available to the public, it's called the Mogul Operating System Essential. So that Essential package has 4 AI assistants in it. The first AI assistant, her name is Paisley, and Paisley helps you with getting all of your positioning together. So we worked with Paisley yesterday. So if you didn't see day one, look in the description. You'll see the link to my YouTube channel, and you can see what we did with Paisley. But in 26 minutes, Paisley helped us develop our positioning, our powerful positioning. Now, it could take you longer. It could take you a little bit longer because we went through it in a way that I wasn't really pushing back on what she had developed, but what she developed was really good, right? And it could be used. So we did Paisley yesterday. Today, we're going to work with Chloe. Chloe is our content collaborator. What Chloe does is she takes the expertise and the positioning report that you get from Paisley, and she leverages that to help you to develop your core content. So that's what we're going to do today in just a few minutes. And then tomorrow, you'll meet Maya. Maya is our mogul marketer. And so what Maya will help you to do is to then market all of this, right? And for those of you who do launches, for those of you who have an event coming up, you're promoting something, or you just need to understand, how do I take this content and not just be posting it every day? Because that's what a lot of us do, is just, okay, I'm going to just post today. Somebody said I had to post 5 times a day, or I have to post 5 times a week. Well, I'm just going to post. But there's actually no strategy to that posting. So what happens is that Maya will help you to come up with a content rhythm and to come up with a marketing plan so that it makes sense, right? That the content that you're putting out there, the content that you get from Chloe, that it makes sense out in the real world and makes sense to your potential clients. And then Friday, we're going to work with Renee. Renee is the revenue architect, and Renee will take your revenue goal for the next 90 days and all of your products and services that you have, and she will help you to do a 90-day roadmap of how you're going to use those products and services to get to that revenue goal. So that is the Mogul operating system as it is today. The Mogul operating system has other AI assistants, and they will be released during our event, the 6th, the Speaking Industry Expo, which is happening in Atlanta, March 16th through the 18th. And so if you want to know how to get your offer suites put together, have your pricing, and have not just somebody tell you, oh, you should charge 15,000 or you should charge 5,000, but understanding truly why you should do that and have it validated, have it market validated. We're going to be doing that with pricing. We're going to have Precious Williams, the killer pitch master. She will be there live, and she'll be helping you with fixing your pitch, and she's going to do that live. And we're going to have our presenting sponsor, Go High Level. They're going to teach us about systems, so making sure that you have systems in your business, and so much more. We have our Iconic Talks showcase. We just have so much stuff that's going to be happening at the 6th. But you're really going to leave. We're having it's a business incubator. And so you will be leaving with work. You'll be leaving with assets. You'll be leaving with stuff that you can already implement in your business. You can implement it while you're there. You can implement it afterwards and for months and, years to come. So I wanted to make sure that when you come into that space in March, that you don't leave with just a book of notes, that you really leave with things that can move you forward in your business. So that's what we'll be doing. If you know, okay, I want to be in that space, just go to Speaking Industry Expo, xpo.com, and grab your ticket. If you want to learn more, if you want a deeper dive into what's actually going to happen at the 6th, you see scrolling across the bottom, we're having a relaunch party on December 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern. All you got to do is go to meetmeatthesix.com, register. We're going to be giving away prizes. We're going to be talking about the event, just all kinds of stuff. Come be with us the December 16th so you can learn. And some of the prizes are free tickets to the 6th and free access to the Mogul operating system. So you want to be in the room. You want to be in the room. And if you know anybody else who needs to be in the room, be in the room. The tickets for the 6th, we have 2 levels. One is a 2-day ticket, it's $500, and the 3-day ticket, which includes a Mogul day, which is private masterminding time with me and a small group of other, it's probably mostly women who are going to be there, of other women, is $950. So go grab your ticket, grab it now, make that your Christmas gift to yourself, your holiday gift, your investing in your 2026, into your 2026, make that your gift to yourself, and then show up in Atlanta in March. All right. I think that's all the stuff that I needed to get out. So now what we're going to do, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to work with Chloe. Again, yesterday we worked with Paisley, and Paisley produced a report for us. And the report that Paisley produced for us yesterday, I'm going to pull it up so I can show it to you. The report that Paisley produced for us yesterday gave us a lot of information. I hate when this happens. My computer opens every window. Every document that I've ever had open. All right. So let me see if I can pull this up for you. Okay. So this was the report. I hope you can see it. This was the report that she gave us. So it gave us a summary, unique insights, our positioning platform, one-liner, big promise, a draft of our framework, an about paragraph, next steps, closing message, all of that stuff, right? So this is what she gave us, and we are going to use this today with Chloe. So let me pull up Chloe so that we can get started. Let me remove that from there. Everything's going crazy today. And I'm going to pull up Chloe and we're going to get started. Okay. So we have Chloe. And again, Chloe is our content creator. Now, as I said yesterday when I was sharing these are built based on my expertise. They're based on my frameworks. They're based on my strategies and very, very detailed and specific instructions that they have been given in order to create the deliverables that I want created for people who use this system. So what you're going to see today is that you do not have to prompt the systems at all. All of them are built so that all you have to do is say hello. And once you say hello, they will take you on the journey. So let's get started with Chloe. And it is, I'm going to write this down, it's 6:13 p.m. So let's see how long it takes for us to work with Chloe to work on our content. So Chloe, she's asking what's our name, and the person that we worked with yesterday, her name was Simone. So we will use Simone again today. I'm telling her that my name is Simone, and she introduces herself and lets you know that she is the content collaborator, and her role is to help you turn your expertise into a complete 30-day content strategy in a full month of ready to post content. So here you see she asked, do you already have a positioning report? So she's talking about the report from Paisley. These are all built to work together. So they will ask you about the other ones. So I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to upload. So you know how you add documents, you just click that file and oops, not that one. And I am going to add my positioning report. Okay, so now she has it. And so she's going to look at it and we are going to work through it. So what she's asking me is which platform do I want this plan, this content plan to focus on? So I'm going to say that I want it to focus on, let's just do LinkedIn and YouTube. Okay, so we know that Simone from yesterday, Simone is a leadership coach. And so a leadership expert. And so we're going to stick with LinkedIn and YouTube. And so she's asking me about my posting frequency and how often I can publish videos. So let's say that we're going to post 3 times a week, right? So we're going to post 3 times a week. And on YouTube, I'm going to do one YouTube video. And we can use that one YouTube video and repurpose it. Okay. So I'm telling her that's what I want to do. Okay. So now she says we're going to use that LinkedIn post and she is going to help me to develop my content pillars based on the information that she got from the positioning report, right? So here she says, here are your content pillars. So she looked at everything and now here are my content pillars: leadership, culture and behavior, women in leadership, barriers and breakthroughs, inclusive workplace strategy, your signature framework, right? We talked about that yesterday, and organizational accountability and business impact. Now she's asking me would I like to adjust or refine. For me right now, I'm not going to adjust or refine. I'm just going to say, yep, let's go, because I just want to show you how the system works. So I'm going to say I'm good with these. So now she says, do you want, so after she creates my pillar, she's going to talk to me about themes. She's going to pull in now themes, because one of the things that we know is that, I talk to a lot of women, myself included, where I'm like, I don't know what to post. I don't know what am I going to talk about today, right? We're always thinking about what we need to talk about today. And the idea with the mobile operating system is to take that away from you, to take away that excuse, to take away that frustration from you, so that you already know your expertise. And now we're going to put it in a way that you could just go in there, mix and match, pull out what you need to pull out, and actually be in alignment all the time with your content, as opposed to just making something up out of the air. So she's asking me if I want my themes to be specific titles that I could just use, or if I want there to be like broader content clusters. Do I want her to put them into flexible topic areas, or do I want both? So I'm going to tell her I want both. And so now you see what she's doing. She's creating themes under each of my pillars, right? She just told us what the 4 pillars were, which we saw. And now for each of those pillars, she is creating themes for those pillars, right? Now, I have programmed it so that it knows what to do and what this means and how to do this the right way. So now you have these themes. So now what does this tell you? When you have your 4 pillars, you could just take this and run with it, right? That could be a whole bunch of content. You could just take that and say, okay, I know I'm going to talk about leadership, culture, and behavior, but that's a big, broad topic. So what I wanted to do is make sure that we still don't get stuck there, because then we'll be like, "Ugh, okay, well, I have these pillars and there's women in leadership, but I don't really know what to talk about underneath all of those things." And then we just start creating any type of content from anywhere because we just know that we need to post, right? And so we get into the habit of just posting whatever. So the goal again is to remove all of that from you and to give you back your time, your energy, your effort, and for you to be rewarded for your effort, right? So she has given us all of these pillars. So let's just look at this one, our leadership, culture, and behavior pillar. And under there, she's given us some themes, right? And so under here, we have the leadership behaviors that quietly weaken culture, the difference between managing and leading in complex environments, how to coach leaders who resist feedback, what happens when leaders avoid hard conversations. Now, these you can take and you could create any type of content. You could create a carousel, you could create a reel about it, you could create a whole YouTube video, you could do a training, you could do a masterclass, you could do whatever. But what it does is it helps you to now really expand those larger pillars into these themes, and you can now start to create content using these themes. So she's given us our themes. Now, what changes or additions would strengthen these for you? Again, I'm just going to go with it because we're just doing this demo. So what changes or additions? I would say I'm good. I'll just say these are good, right? So that we can move forward. All right, we're at 6:20 and we started at 6:13. And with me talking to you and interrupting, we're still getting a whole bunch of gold, right? We're getting all kind of gems from her already. So next, what she's working on with you is your content clusters. So she's taken those same pillars, and instead of giving you like specific titles that you can just go out and use these titles to do whatever you want to do with them, she's going to give you clusters so that you can start to think about what are things under the umbrella. Say, let's do women in leadership, barriers and breakthroughs. What are things under that umbrella that I could go start thinking about? So if we have women in leadership, a content cluster, hey, Heather, a content cluster may be something like barriers to advancement. Another one might be sponsorship and mentorship dynamics. Might be talking about navigating bias and organizational norms. So now you see that this is a content cluster, right? This is an overall broad topic, but it is less of a broad topic than women in leadership, barriers and breakthroughs. So now you can see you can break this down and you can decide, I'm going to do something on navigating bias and organizational norms. What does that look like? You could break this down into any number of things, and you could go back, right, to your themes, and you can see, okay, is there anything under here with a title that I could then take that and go talk about these barriers that I could go talk about? And you could do anything, right? Because you could talk about the emotional labor women carry at work. That's tied to bias. So that could be something under your content clusters. So we've already gotten so much information from her. And again, we're just at 8 minutes with me talking in between. And she's given you your content pillars. She's given you your themes. So already you have under each theme, you already have 10. So that's 40 topics itself right there. So that's one a day, two a day, whatever you want to do. You already have 40 things that you can do, right? And then plus she's giving you all of these content clusters. So you have another 24 buckets of topics that you can talk about. So she's asking me again about the adjustments. And I said, oh, I'm going to tell her I don't want any adjustments, but she's asking me about the adjustments before she goes into creating my 30-day content map, right? So I'm going to tell her I'm good with this. Oops, we lost our connection. All right, hopefully it's coming back. This is technology. It says network connection lost, attempting to reconnect. So we're going to wait for her to reconnect, but she is going to be working on our 30-day content map, hopefully. Hopefully. And if you have any questions, let me know. Let me know what you think so far. Join in. I don't want to refresh because this is a custom GPT And if I refresh it, there is a good chance that we will lose everything that we have already worked on. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes to see if it connects. Let me actually go to another let me open another chat window. See if I can get it to reset over there. And see if it will reset our um page. No, I'm going to stop sharing and then I'm going to share again and see if that works. Let's see if we stop sharing. Let's see if we stop sharing and share again if we can get back to Miss Chloe. Let's see. All right, I'm going to take a chance. I'm going to take a chance. I don't want to refresh the page. Oh, I don't want to really. Let me see. I'm going to take a chance and refresh the page. Oh, wait. Let me see if I can stop her. Let's see if we can stop it from processing. All right, y'all. We're going to bite the bullet and we're going to refresh the page. And we may have to start over. No, good. We didn't have to start over. But let's see. Something went wrong before. Okay, great. We are back. We are back in business. All right, awesome. Okay, so in the beginning, remember she asked us how many times I wanted to post and where. And so I told her I wanted to post on LinkedIn and YouTube. We wanted to do 3 times a week in terms of posting on LinkedIn. And then I wanted to do one video that I would repurpose. So she wants to know how often will you publish that YouTube video, once per week or once per month. So I'm going to say we'll do it once per week that we're going to post a YouTube video. All right. So she says, if I post 3 times a week on LinkedIn and I post 1 time per week on YouTube that we're going to repurpose across LinkedIn, that gives me a total of 12 LinkedIn posts and 4 YouTube videos across a 30-day cycle, right? Now, if you know, like I know, a YouTube video, just do 10, 15 minutes, can take you all, can give you more content than you even can imagine, because you can take that and repurpose it in so many different ways. So now she's asking me, before she builds the map, do I want her to create it all at once, or do I want her to create it in smaller pieces so that we can review as we go? If you want it in all one chunk, she'll give it to you. If you want it in smaller pieces, and if you want her to give it to you in a different way, you can talk to her about that too. So I'm going to say, let's do it in smaller chunks so that we can just see what she comes up with. So now what she's doing is just the content map, right? And so she's asking me, do I want conversational, authoritative, like how do I want this content to sound? And this is where you get to personalize it. So I'm just going to copy what she has here and put all of that. I want it to be all of these things. Great. So now she's asking me, which one tone should I use as your primary voice? Because we could be conversational, authoritative, motivational, and direct, but what is that one thing that drives you? And for me, and I'll do this for Simone, is to be conversational. All right, and so she needs to know one more style preference. Do you like bullets? Do you like narrative style? Do you need a mix of both? And I like both. All right, so she's telling me what she's going to create. And I just want, I'm going to tell her, let's do 5 days in this first section, because remember I told her I wanted to see it in chunks. So I'll have her do 5 days so I can see what she comes up with. And you see what she does with the content map. She doesn't just give you a title. She really goes deep into it and uses all of the information, right? So she's telling you what pillar it's in, your theme, your title, your hook. She's giving you talking points and telling you what to do, call to action, and where to focus, right? And what's the content focus? What's the content type? So you see all of this, and she's going to do that. And she's going to do that for the rest of it. So I'm just going to say no adjustments. You could do all of the rest. Okay. So she's giving me the whole content map. She's telling me it's right. So you'll see non-publishing days. And why is she doing that? Because we said we're going to post 3 times a week. So she's making sure that she stays in alignment with that, that we're going to just do 3 times a week. Right. And so there's not going to be any publishing days, and so that you know that you don't have any publishing days. So she's going through and she's doing this whole thing. Again, it's 6:29. We started at 6:13. Even with our little hiccup, we are still not even 20 minutes. And we've gotten all of this. Now we have our whole 30-day content map, right? So now what she's going to do is say, how many pieces of content would you like me to write next? I could have her write all of them if I wanted to, but just for for what we're doing right now with this demo, I'm just going to have her write one piece of content for me. So I'm going to ask her to write day 24. So we were talking about women in leadership, barriers, and breakthroughs. So I'm going to ask her to write the content for day 24 because that's a LinkedIn post. So I'm going to ask her to just write day 24 content. And she says, great, I'll write day 24 in your conversational tone, mixing narrative and clean bullets. Here is the full post ready to post on LinkedIn, right? So let's go back here to see what day 24 was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about leadership, identity, and self-advocacy, helping women lead without having to shrink themselves, right? And this is the post. As she says, the content focus, it's supposed to be a connection post, right? So the idea is that you're trying to connect with your audience with this post. So here's the title of the post. So you could use that in the beginning. You could just start with your hook, but it says helping women lead without having to shrink themselves, right? So that is what the whole idea of this post is about. And it says women don't struggle with leadership. They struggle with environments that make leading feel costly. So many women are told they need to speak up more, be more confident, or step into their power. But when the culture doesn't support them, those expectations feel like a setup. Here's what I've seen inside organizations. Women lead with strength until they're labeled too much. They advocate for themselves until it's seen as aggressive. They share ideas until they notice their thoughts get overlooked or credited elsewhere. The issue isn't women's capability, it's the conditions they're navigating. When organizations focus on culture, not correction, everything shifts and women don't have to shrink to fit a model that was never designed for them. Key points your audience should take away. And so this would be, you don't have to say, you wouldn't put key points. These are just what they're telling you. So it says, this was never designed for them. So you said leadership identity is shaped by the environment, not just the individual. Self-advocacy becomes easier when the culture supports it. And women thrive when expectations, support, and psychological safety align. And so then you would end with what support helped you step into your leadership more confidently. Again, this is a connection post. And this is so good, I would probably post it on my social media. But now you can see that it actually takes your expertise and what you want to convey to your audience and actually writes the content for you, right? So this is all based on what she learned from the positioning report from Paisley, right? She didn't ask me anything about my expertise. She didn't ask me about anything. She took that information from yesterday that we created with the Paisley report, used that information, and created this. So now she says, if you'd like, I can refine it or adapt it to YouTube. I'm just going to say, let's say, because we wanted to do a YouTube, let's adapt to YouTube. Let's see what she does with that. So now she gives you an adapted script for YouTube. right? So it tells you, here's what you should say in the opening 5 seconds. Here's what you should do in your intro. Here are, things that you can talk about. And then here is a call to action. So you already have it right there. So if you're somebody like me I don't like scripts. I know what I need to talk about. I have my talking points and I do it. Here's a great thing for you to do. If you wanted her to write the script for you word for word, you could ask her to write the script for you word for word. So I'm going to say, this is great. Thank you. Okay. And then I'm going to say, no, I'm good. I don't need, she's asking me if I want all of the other days, if I want to adapt more days, if I want to build out more posts, do I want to turn it into a carousel or an email? Just let me know. I'm going to say, no, I'm good for now. Because again, we're just doing this demo for you. So we're at 21 minutes. All right. And she says, sounds good, Simone. If you want to pick this back up later, I'm here. Right. And so you have all of your content. Let me see. And you can go back, use your themes, your pillars, all of that. And you can ask her to write out more of your content. So we started at 6:13. We are at 6:35. And you have your 30 days of content. And again, it's 30 days. This one isn't like day 1 through 30 because that's not the cadence that we chose, right? So I'm going to stop sharing and come back to you. So for this one, we didn't choose a 30-day everyday cadence. What I chose was 3 days a week. So it's up to you. You get to decide. It's based on you. It's customized towards you. You get to decide how many days you want to post, where you want to post. So if you wanted to do LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Substack, Twitter, wherever it is, X, Threads, whatever it is that you want to post, then you would just tell her that in the beginning. And so as she works through your content, she will be making sure that the content is aligned with that platform. Because what happens a lot of times is that we post content, we post it on LinkedIn, and then we take that, we put it on Instagram, and we put it on Facebook, but we don't have the time or the energy or the desire to really figure out how to tweak it so that it aligns with the platform. And so now you don't have to do that because Chloe will do that for you. So as you can see, Chloe will create your content. So we did day 1. Paisley does your positioning. We give that positioning to Chloe. Chloe then creates your content. And tomorrow, what we're going to do is we're going to have Maya take this information and we're going to come up with your marketing plan. So you'll have a 90-day marketing plan tomorrow with Maya. And again, if you would like access to this whole system, you can have access to it right now. You can go to moguloperatingsystem.ai. I'm going to put that in the chat here. Go to moguloperatingsystem.ai and you can get access to it. It is $997 for lifetime access. $997 for lifetime access. And it includes 60 days of support. And then if you want support after that, it's $97 a month. But it's the Mogul operating system. You get access, lifetime access to Paisley, Chloe, Maya, and Renee. And if you say, well, why do I need lifetime access? It's just like you always having to have a coach, right? And life changes, your business changes, you evolve. I've evolved so much in these past 5 years as an entrepreneur. And so my positioning, I'm always, tightening up my positioning. I'm always looking at what there is around content. We always need to be making money. So we need to work with Renee. And, if you're like me and you're doing live events, like we're doing the 6th in March in Atlanta, you want to know, like, how do you market that? How do you promote that? And so you can use Maya to do that. You might be doing your master classes. You might be doing intensives or 3-day launches or any of those types of things. Those are the types of things that Maya the Mogul Marketer can help you to plan out so you don't have to figure it out and you could do it in no time. So yesterday we did your positioning in 26 minutes. Today we just did your content in another 25 minutes. We haven't even reached an hour of your time and you already have those two things. I told you yesterday that when I came into this business and I was trying to figure it all out, it cost me tens of thousands of dollars in 2 years to really hone in and get to the place where I had positioned myself in a way to make sure that when I was leaving the practice of law, that I was able to replace my salary as a trial lawyer and partner of 2 decades, right? So this system is powerful. It is not play. It's not a toy. It doesn't require you to be a prompt engineer. It does not require you to be an AI expert. It requires you to be the expert of your own business. And it has been designed by someone who is an expert in her business and understands how to help you translate your corporate skills, your corporate receipts, your results, all of your degrees and your experience and your expertise into products and services and into positioning that allows you to go out there and command 5 and 6 figure contracts. And so you get access to me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, however long you want, for a lifetime when you get the mobile operating system, because I have programmed my frameworks, my expertise, my experience, everything that I know that is going to support you on this journey is programmed into there. And I'm always updating. So if I update it, you'll get the updates. They'll already be in there. You won't even know it's being updated probably, but it will, you will get all of the updates in there. So go to moguloperatingsystem.ai and you can grab it. This QR code that you see up in the top left, this is for our relaunch party. So scan there, come to the relaunch party December 16th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's free. We're giving away prizes. We're giving away tickets to the 6. We're giving away the mobile operating system. So you could win the mobile operating system for free. Yes, for free. It's a $997 value. It's actually more than $997 value, but that's the cost of it. The investment is $997. The value is way, way, way more than that. So you got different ways. You got different ways to lean in. We have the relaunch party. You have the 6 that's coming up in March. You have the mobile operating system. What I want you to do is lean in, though. Lean in the way that makes sense for you. Do not take another day, another week, another month sitting back worrying about how you're going to figure out what you need to do in order to go out there and make money with your mind. You have all of the receipts. You have all of the credentials. You have the experience. You know your stuff. You just got to let other people know that you know your stuff. And this is the way that you can do it, is leveraging the mobile operating system. So tomorrow I will see you. I should be on tomorrow around noon, unless something else happens, but I'll be here so that we can meet Maya tomorrow. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to know any more, just drop them in the comments. I will go back and look. I'm on YouTube. Right now I'm live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. So wherever you are, if you have a question, let me know. And other than that, I'm off to build more AI stuff because this is what I love doing. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have an amazing evening. Get some rest. Invest in your success because nobody else is going to do it for you. Until tomorrow, take care.